Okay, so I'm going to do a little something different today. What I'm going to do is talk about a book that I didn't read, but I listened to on audiobook. And if I haven't talked about this enough, like audiobooks are just as good as reading. Like if you can only sit through an audiobook and you can't sit down to read the book, like it is literally just as good. It's just all about how can you process the information. Like, do you like doing things while you're learning, or do you like just sitting down and learning? And for me, I use both tools, and the book I want to talk about today is Outwitting the Devil. Outwitting the Devil might be one of the best books I've ever listened to on audiobook, just because of it's basically Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich, has a mock interview with the devil, and it's really interesting because they use voices, so it honestly might add more to it than just reading it, and that's why I liked it so much probably. But the entire basis of the book is freedom of thought, freedom of expression. Like, are you controlling your life, or is your life being controlled? And honestly, it's a masterclass. I think it might be better than Think and Grow Rich. And the only reason you probably haven't heard of it is it's because it came out after his death. It's because he really didn't want it published until after he was gone. And those kind of books that are published after the author has died are usually their best works, because it's their most raw, it's their most expressive. They don't want to take the criticism and the hurt to their image, so they wait till after their death to release it, or even until like the family members have passed, because there's certain things in it that might not really, they really don't want to see the light of day. But onto the book. So the book is basically about drifting versus non-drifting, and I can go into each and every point, but I think the overall message is much more important than any individual thing that I'm about to say. So I'm really just going to explain the difference between drifting and non-drifting. And the entire basis of the book is Napoleon Hill is asking the devil on how to become free from the devil's power. And basically the devil says, you can only be subject to the devil if you allow him. Like, the devil can't force you to sin. The devil can't force you to basically do anything. You have to be tricked into it. You have to do it of your own volition. You have to do it of your own will. And this is such a powerful thought, because everyone thinks that the devil controls this world. Everyone thinks, oh my God, this world's so evil, this world is so that. But like, it's your individual choices that either bring good or evil into this world. And you need to understand this fact, because when you understand this fact, then you can start catering your decisions to only bring light, to only bring righteousness, to only be a good individual. And the basis for drifting is the term that Napoleon Hill will use to say, like, people who are just wandering around aimlessly, like they're being affected by the world instead of affecting the world. And it's such a big difference. And I want you to start considering, like, are my opinions something that's dictated by others? Like, do I believe something because I hear it on the news? Did I believe something because my friend said this? Or did I actually think it out to the full extent? Am I actually an individual? Am I living my life in a way that I feel like I have purpose? I feel like I'm driving to a better goal. I feel like I'm driving to a more successful future for society. Or am I just going through the motions? Am I sacrificing today? Am I really just unhappy right now? Like, am I going to be happy when I retire? Like, am I just sitting for the next 40 years putting money into a 401k, and then I'm just going to dip out when I hit 60? Like, is that the kind of life you're living? Or are you driving for a purpose? Are you driving for something? Do you feel happiness each and every day at your job, each and every day at the schooling that you're going through right now? And if you can't answer this question with a profound yes, like, you need to start reevaluating your life. You need to start understanding, like, you need to be the one controlling your life. You can't have life controlling you, because when life is controlling you, then you're inherently going to end up in the wrong direction. And I listened to this book probably 6 months ago now, and it really made me think. And I kind of feel bad that I didn't bring it to you guys earlier, because I don't know, it must have just got mixed up in my head. And I really meant to buy the book and read through it again, but I think it's more important to just get this message out here. Like, you need to start evaluating the decisions you've made. You need to start evaluating the things you've done that have gotten you to the place you want to be, and evaluate, like, if I continue on this path, will I be happy? And if the answer is no, then all you need to do is just start figuring out what's going to make you happy. What kind of life do you want? What kind of things do you need? What kind of life will be simple enough to make you happy and not have you wanting more? Because that is a beautiful life. And for me, like, I went to college, I'm in law school now, and like, I'm just putting myself into more debt to follow a path that I think would make me happy. But it's not really that would make me happy, would make my parents happy, would make my family happy. I would be viewed as more valuable in society. And it's like, I've been living my entire life for somebody else. And once I read this, I was like, okay, I really need to break it down. Like, what do I really want out of life? What I really want out of life is my time. I really want my freedom. I really want to be able to learn things and share it with the world. And that's really my true passion. Like, yeah, I like the law. Yeah, I like, being able to cite statutes or explain principles to people. But like, I'm not really interested in going into court and defending people. I'm more so interested in the information, in spreading the knowledge, in showing people how to protect themselves through the legal principles. And like, maybe I start my own industry. Maybe I become a consultant. Maybe I, start selling courses on how to basically understand your constitutional rights. What is the Second Amendment? What is the First Amendment? What are my protections? What is this? What is that? Like, these are all possibilities that I can start getting into. And when you start really digging down deep into it, like what will make you happy, what will give you purpose, what will give you drive, like that's when you find the beauty in life. And I feel like we are all drifting, and we are all drifting aimlessly. And once we find that purpose, like life really becomes meaningful, life really becomes beautiful. And like, I just want you to understand, like, if you can find something each and every day that brings you some sort of fulfillment, even if you make way less money than that whatever cushy job that you were looking for, like, go with that job that's going to bring you happiness. Because when you're happy, the whole world is happy. Like, our world is a reflection of how we view it. And if you're unhappy, the world's going to suck. If you're happy, the world's going to be great. And it doesn't matter how much material things you have if your soul is diminished each and every day. And like, these are hard conversations that we are never told, because we are told to believe certain things, because we are in the education system, which is really just the inculcation system, which is telling us what to think. Inculcation is they teach you what to think. Education is they teach you how to think. And when you start learning exactly what it means to be you, when you start learning what actually drives you, that's when you can start making decisions on what is going to benefit you most. But until we do these things, until we do these exercises, like, we will forever be unhappy, because we are forever pursuing someone else's dream, someone else's life, what society pushes on us. And that's why I love this book so much. And I'll leave a link to the YouTube video. I'm not sure if it's licensed, so I might not do that, but you can find the audiobook on YouTube. I might not be able to say that. I might have to cut this out. Or if you don't have YouTube Premium, I have YouTube Premium. But if you don't want to listen to the ads, just go ahead and sign up for Audible. I'll leave a link to that in the description. If you sign up, I get I think $5, which would be awesome to help me out on this channel, because right now I need some financial assistance. No, I'm just kidding. Don't feel obligated. I'm just throwing it out there just so to be helpful. But Audible is great too. It gives you a credit every single month, and then you can get a book with that, or you could just, if it's a short book, you could buy it for a few dollars. It's a great tool. And like I said earlier, like, when you listen to a book, it really has the same effect as you reading it. And it's all about preference. It's all about loading as much knowledge into your head and reprogramming your brain as much as possible to be able to confront the challenges of life. Because I feel like too many of us are listening to the bullshit music with the bullshit messaging, and like, instead we could use our downtime to learn things. Instead we can use our downtime to transform our minds and transform our lives. And it's such an underutilized thing. So go ahead, check out those links in the description. I'll also leave a link to the book as well if you want to get the physical copy. But yeah, again, thank you so much for making this far. I can't imagine the support I'm getting on this channel is so wild to me, and it's so baffling to me that people enjoy listening to me talk, and it's just more inspiration to keep doing it. So thank you guys so much for making this far. I will catch you next one. Peace out.